Welcome. Welcome to you wherever you are to our UT Dallas International Student Webinar. Wherever you are in your journey, whether you're considering applying to UT Dallas or you've already applied and you've been admitted, or you have been admitted and you have your I-20 or are waiting for it. We have some information for you no matter what step you are in that process so that we can help get you started on your academic and professional success. There's a panel of colleagues here who are going to speak with you and assist you. I'd like to take a moment to introduce them. We have Dr. Juan Gonzalez, Vice Provost of Global Engagement. He will be speaking after me. I am Josephine Vida, the Senior Director over the International Center. I have experience in our immigration and citizenship support services here at the UT Dallas International Center. Dr. Juan Gonzalez is our Vice Provost for Global Engagement. He's also the Graduate Dean and can help with all questions related to our internationalization efforts on campus, our embrace of you as an international student, and our graduate education programs. We also have Ingrid London, our Assistant Provost for Admissions and Enrollment. Ingrid will speak to you about the admissions process, whether you're a freshman, a transfer, or a graduate student, where you can get answers, where you can reach out for support. Sarah Koo is the Director of ISSO, and along with Jenny Garcia, Assistant Director of the ISSO, will be able to help speak with you about the I-20 process, what's needed for funding in order to get the I-20, but also to help fund your education in the United States. We know that's a very important part of your time here and your preparation to arrive. We also have very special guests, Dr. Jennifer Hilton Montero, Director of International Initiatives, and Meenakshi Sharma, Senior Manager of UTD Asia. You may have seen them on their engagement in various parts around the world. And if not, you may see them later on this year. They're always traveling around and we'll be happy to speak with you, to meet with you, and answer any questions in person about UT Dallas. But for now, we're going to turn to the agenda. We're going to speak about a welcome. Dr. Gonzalez is going to give you his very own welcome. He's been here for over 20 years as a microbiologist, faculty member, and now, as I mentioned, as a graduate dean and vice provost. We're going to talk about essential admissions and post-admission resources. We're going to talk to you about the international student life cycle, how to get from where you are to where we are right here on campus, funding, and also connecting to campus resources. There's so many colleagues who are here and available to assist you. We're recording this session. We want to have it available for you to be able to review whenever is convenient for you, to re-review, to share with others who are considering coming to UT Dallas. But the benefit of being here for the live session is that your questions will be answered. We answer the questions that you submit in the Q&A section of our webinar. You're welcome to post your questions as we're speaking. We will also post some of the questions afterwards and answer them verbally to you to make sure that we get your queries answered and you have the information that you need. We're so glad you've joined us. We know this is going to be a good use of your time. We're going to be 45 minutes to an hour at most, and we are looking forward to seeing you on campus. I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Juan Gonzalez.
Or afternoon or evening, depending on where you're located. As Josephine said, I'm Juan Gonzalez. I'm the Vice Provost of Global Engagement and the Dean for Graduate Education. It's my pleasure to offer you a warm welcome to University of Texas at Dallas. We're so glad that you're here as part of our Prospective class for fall of 2024. And our goal is to make you part of our campus in our community of scholars. UTD is a very, very special place. It is fortunate to be among the top schools in the US for international students. Currently, we're number 14 in the nation for the total number of international students, and we're number 1 in the state of Texas. And those students, such as yourselves, make this institution better by bringing a diversity of ideas and intellectual power. At UT Dallas, students and faculty alike are very serious about teaching and research. Here you're going to find a very rigorous academic program and many engaging research opportunities in your chosen fields. Please know that UT Dallas has a deep appreciation for its international students. International Center and the entire campus community are ready to support you in your studies. Know that your contributions will be significant in that we will also help us advance UT Dallas as one of the most creative and innovative universities in the nation and in the world. Good luck to all of you and see you on campus soon. And now I pass it to Ingrid London.
Thank you, Juan. And let me first congratulate all of you on the call who have already gained admission to UT Dallas. You've certainly navigated a lot of the steps on the way to admissions. And for those of you who may be on the call who are still working through the application and admission process, I wanted to share just a few resources that are available for you to help make this process easier and also to connect you with our team who is here to help in any way we can. So to go ahead and kick things off, if you are applying to the University of Texas at Dallas as you are about to graduate from your secondary or high school level education, you would want to apply as a first time in college freshman. And so with that, we have our admissions pages that host a large number of resources along the lines of your admission review process, as well as steps you can take and just ways you can engage and explore UT Dallas as you're navigating admissions as a first time in college freshman. Admission to UT Dallas as an FTIC, or as we like to call it, first time in college freshman, is a holistic admission review process. And we're going to be looking specifically at your performance in your secondary education, as well as any additional information you may include within your optional letters of recommendation, the resume, or the essay section of the application. We always encourage students to reach out to your admissions counselor as we can help you make your application competitive for both admissions as an incoming first-time in college freshman or as what we call a transfer student. So if you are going to be taking some classes or maybe currently enrolled at an institution of higher education after you've already completed your secondary education and with the goal to transfer those courses towards a baccalaureate or bachelor's degree at UT Dallas, you would want to apply as a transfer student. And we have a large number of resources available for you as well, if that is kind of your path to admission. With that, we're going to be basing admissions pretty heavily on your performance in your current transfer coursework. And as I mentioned, our admissions team really supports admission centrally within the undergraduate degree program. So we have a large number of resources and people that we can get you in contact with. Now, maybe you've already completed a baccalaureate degree and you're looking to go into a master's program or a doctoral level program. At UT Dallas, our graduate admissions is program specific. So you're going to want to work with your program, and we have a number of ways to get you started, as well as general information on the application process. So we can go ahead and go to the next slide. So in addition to posting what admission criteria may be available, as well as important deadlines for both, the application process as well as financial related initiatives, we have a number of resources to connect you with as it relates to how to get started and get connected with other programs if you are interested in graduate admissions. So you'll want to navigate both the admissions website as well as the specific fact sheets for the programs you're interested in if you're interested in pursuing graduate studies at UT Dallas. All right, next slide. So as we break down kind of steps to apply, it does vary by type of applicants. That's kind of why I started with what application pathway you may want to choose. You'll want to make sure you follow the steps for admission and pay attention to those important deadlines. We also have FAQs to really help support students as to common questions we've received as it relates to these different pathways and the specific programs you may be applying to on the graduate side. You'll want to specifically look at the admission program criteria based on the program in which you're applying. All right, next slide. Now, once you've applied, you'll have received information on how to set up what we call your Galaxy Applicant Center. And this is really important to pay attention to because we'll be posting relevant information and updates relating to your application process. And so with that, your application status and admission status will first be updated within your Galaxy Applicant Portal. So it's really important to check regularly and also check your emails, especially as you will receive important updates. If we're missing anything in your application, you'll receive communication from us regularly so we can help support you can complete your application file. But typically, within 4 to 6 weeks, we do rolling admissions for undergraduates, and then on the graduate side, it varies by program. You'll receive your admissions decision, and as many of you all have already received that wonderful admission offer, what do you do next? So with that, we also have websites that post what steps you can complete after admission. And so the first step is typically you're going to want to accept your offer of admission, and that is non-binding. You can log into your Galaxy Applicant Center, accept your offer of admission. We will have additional details on what you need to do next, whether it be attend orientation, meet with your advisor, submit additional final documentation that includes your degree conferral if you are in the process of or near graduation. But we list a lot of different elements to help you navigate the process. And there's a very important website, which I encourage you to check out, the steps after admission. And again, we have specific steps after admission broken down by the different application pathways because it does vary depending on how you're entering the university and what may make sense for you. All right, next slide. And I want to wrap up with admissions as we are here to help whatever stage you're at within the admissions process. Please don't hesitate to reach out to admission@utdallas.edu. As I shared, there's a number of resources available on our websites, but if you can't find what you're looking for, or you just need to talk to somebody, please always feel free to email admission@utdallas.edu or reach out to any of the other ways to engage with our staff. We want to support you in any way we can. We're very excited that you are joining us today, and please just let us know what we can do to support you and help you navigate both admissions and those steps following admissions. Thank you. And now I'm going to turn it over to my colleague for the next section.
Okay, hello everyone. Welcome once again. So I will briefly be going over the international student life cycle. So I'll be talking a lot about the I-20, all of that needs to be done once you are admitted, as Ingrid provided a lot of information. So as an international student, there are lots of actions and steps that need to be taken. And so our hope is to make the I-20 application as smooth and as clear as possible for you. So we've outlined that here and summarized it into 3 easy steps, steps 1 through 3. So first we have applying for the I-20. So you need to be eligible to apply first. And so eligibility includes being admitted to UT Dallas in a degree seeking program. So for some of you, you're already there. Others, maybe you're still working on things. So hopefully you'll be able to work through that application soon. Another part of the eligibility is to have a valid passport expiring more than 6 months into the future, and then have sufficient funding to support yourself for 1 academic year. So if any of those eligibility requirements are missing, you will not be able to move forward with the I-20 process. So it's important to make sure that you are eligible first before starting with step 1. So the entire process for the I-20 application is going to be online. It's very important that after you are admitted, you set up your UTD credentials. This is also known as your Net ID. You will need this to log into iCommit, which is our online platform for international students where you can submit various requests to the ISSO. From there, you'll need to log in and you'll be submitting several documents to us that are required for us to issue you an I-20. So some of those documents include a UT Dallas financial affidavit form, supplemental funding documents, and then a copy of your passport ID page. We have a comprehensive list of all of the financial documents that you are able to submit to us on our website. We have lists, descriptions of acceptable financial documents. Some of that might include bank statements, loan letters, scholarships, assistantship letters, things like that. Some other general requirements for financial documents would also include being in English, showing a liquid funds, so funds that can be withdrawn easily, and having been issued within the last 12 months. So a lot of that information, very comprehensive list, is available on our website if you have more questions regarding what the financial documents can be. Also important is that the submission of the financial documents is for I-20 and F1 visa issuance purposes. So the documents that we're asking you and the amount of funding that we're asking you to provide is an estimation. So it's an estimation of the cost of attendance. It's not going to be the actual cost of attendance. So I just want to make that clear. A lot of students get confused. They're unsure that they have to show or have that much amount of money. It is for I-20 and F1 issuance purposes. I would like to again mention that all of this can be found on our financial requirements website. And then I'd also like to mention our current processing times. So right now we are processing within 3 to 5 business days. However, that is based on an accurate and complete application. So if anything's missing, you need to provide additional documentation, provide us with other information, then that could delay the processing time. So I do want to mention that. But we do try to offer an equitable service to everyone. So we do try to serve our students on a first come, first serve basis. So apply early, very important. Once you are admitted, to start this process as soon as you can. That way you have a lot of time to get all the other things done, since there are many steps you need to take. Next slide, please. All right, next is one of the longest steps, I would say, is applying for the F&J visa. In this case, it would be the F for our students. So we have, again, comprehensive information available on our website for visa preparation. You'll be applying and preparing for the F1 visa after you have obtained the I-20 from our office. There on our website, we have a step-by-step guide again. So again, we're trying to make things as simple and clear for you as possible, so that you know what do you need to do next after you've completed one of these steps. So here, as you can see, the first step is to pay the CVIS I-901 fee. So that does not go to our office. That's not something that comes to the university. That is for the government, and you are required to pay that. And so paying that is crucial in this stage, in this process of the visa application. If you do not pay the I-901 fee at least 30 days before your program start date, you will be canceled. And then again, it is a requirement for you to obtain the visa appointment. So it's a very crucial step, important to pay as soon as you're possible to do so, just to ensure that you are moving along in the process. Next, you'll want to complete the DS-160 online non-immigrant visa application. So it's completely online. It is quite long, I will say. It is also required for you to submit this application before scheduling the visa interview. This will be a part of your visa interview itself. The consular officer during your visa interview will be reviewing this information. So be honest. We tell our students to be thorough. Save a copy once you've completed the application online. Save a copy for your records in case you do need that in the future. And it's important that you complete steps 1 and 2 before moving on to step 3, which you can see here is gathering your documents. So once again, our website, we provide you with as much information as we can. So we have a list of documents there that you will need to bring with you to your visa appointment. You will also want to check with your embassy or consulate that you are booking the appointment with to see if there's any additional instructions or requirements that you need to complete before the visa interview. Something very important to note is that document review during your interview is optional, but we want students to be as prepared as they can be. The consular officer at any time can request to see additional documentation, so best to have all your documents with you in order so that if they ask to see it, you are ready and prepared. Something to keep in mind is that we understand that visa appointments fill up very quickly, and so check other cities in your country to see if there's earlier availability for those visa appointments. And something else to note is that now you can apply for the F1 visa 365 days before your program start date. So what that means is if you're admitted to a future semester, a couple semesters into the future, you can still apply for the I-20 and obtain a visa appointment way earlier in advance. This gives you plenty of time to book the appointment and then also prepare as much as you can to be successful during that time. I would like to mention that we have a new service within our office, which is mock visa interview prep. So we have individuals in the office that will assist you with questions you could be asked. We'll go through the process, as well as asking you different questions. We have one-on-one appointments available, as well as group sessions. So along with that, we have visa denial. So if you've already been through the visa process, you can go ahead and schedule an appointment with us as well. So our spring 2024 schedule is available. You can book up to 3 weeks in advance, and you can find all that information on our website and also the Comet calendar. Okay, next slide, please. And our last step here for students is preparing for arrival. So hopefully by this time you've completed everything up to this point. Hopefully after all of that you've received your F1 visa. And as I mentioned at the beginning, there are many tasks, actions, steps that need to be taken as an international student. So to help you keep track of what is next, we have some resources available for you all, some of those including the new International Student Checklist. We find our students find this to be very helpful and beneficial for them keeping track of what they need to do next. Also, we want to mention that there's several workshops, orientations that you are required to fulfill before or once you arrive. So some of those include the Maintaining F1 Status Workshop and then the new International Student Orientation. So there are two separate requirements that need to be filled, but again, with the checklist, you're able to keep track of what's next and what you need to complete. We also have our Rising Comets group chat as well. Those are hosted bi-weekly, and we provide tips, lots of information, resources as well. And so we're doing all we can to support you. We have advisors available through appointments. We have live chat as well. And so we look forward to seeing you all. Please make sure to follow us on social media as well. And again, we look forward to helping you and seeing you soon on campus.
So next, we will briefly cover information on funding your education at UT Dallas. Previously, Jennifer mentioned in terms of receiving your UT Dallas I-20 estimated expenses, the amount that you will need to show in order to receive your UT Dallas I-20, and that the estimated expenses will vary from your actual expenses. So we want to give you the resources. The webpage at the bottom will provide you with some acceptable bank statements that Jennifer was talking about previously, with the information that's needed on each of those bank statements when it comes to the review for the issuance of the I-20. The information that is listed on our webpage will also provide you with sample documents, so you can take a look and see what we are looking for when we're reviewing those documents for I-20 issuance. The webpage at the bottom also provides you with what the actual estimated expenses are for the I-20 issuance. The cost of attendance for the estimated expenses is something that is updated each year based upon what is the tuition versus living expenses, health insurance fees. So if you are in the process of receiving your admission and you will be going through the process of obtaining your UT Dallas I-20 in the future, please make sure that you are checking the webpage and making sure you know what the estimated expenses are that you will need to show. Next slide, please. Your actual expenses while you're attending UT Dallas will likely differ from the estimated expenses that you have on your I-20. So the estimated expenses are used for issuing the immigration documents and for the visa application. Actual expenses are determined after you enroll. After you enroll, your tuition, fees, health insurance will be calculated, and your actual expense will vary based upon your personal living expenses and your scenario once you come into the U.S. and are here in Dallas. An important tip for funding your UT Dallas education is to start your financial planning. There are many options and avenues available to international students, and you will need to consider your specific situation and what options may work best for you and your family. Financial aid and scholarships are available for international students studying at UT Dallas. On the webpage that's provided for you at the bottom of this screen, we provide a list of resources that will link you to more information on assistantships, scholarships, loan programs, and employment options. It's important to start your research in financial aid and scholarships early, so you're aware of any application requirements and deadlines. Financial aid and scholarships are available for international students. So make sure that you are, once again, checking the resources and the web pages so you are preparing ahead of time. Next slide, please. So for the funding of your UT Dallas education, the tips that we can provide for your financial planning is to plan for the actual costs. Like I mentioned previously and Jennifer mentioned previously in her section, the actual cost of attendance is going to differ from the estimated expenses that you will be reviewing. You will be submitting for the review of your UT Dallas I-20. So plan for actual costs and consider whether educational loans should be a part of your funding strategy. Your education and degree from UT Dallas is an investment. While you should not be shy about taking loans if that is what is best for you in your situation, you want to be strategic. Return on your investment and your education will only occur if you're able to pay back your loan, specifically while you're on OPT and STEM OPT. Another tip is to consider your employment options and understand your employment options. The UT Dallas ISSO provides resources and information regarding what kind of employment options are available to our F1 students and what the eligibility requirements are for those employment options. So understand your employment options and how to strategically use lawful employment to support your success. For F1 students, there will be different kinds of employment, but there's different application processes with those employment options. So look into those options, what the processes are, if you're eligible for those, and how those may help fund and help with your educational program while you're here at UT Dallas. Be prepared for unexpected costs and events. Life can be unpredictable and have different emergencies that may occur. So having an emergency fund will keep your mind at ease. If there are any unexpected events or scenarios you didn't account for, you want to make sure that you're also making sure that you have some kind of emergency fund that will assist you in that unexpected situation. You want to utilize campus resources. There are student success resources, financial planning resources. Josephine in the next section will go over some of that. However, make sure you are also aware of what events may be occurring by checking the Comet calendar, which will be available for you on the UT Dallas homepage. Also, make sure that you are looking to see if there are any events or services that are being provided that will help in the long term for your funding of your educational program. For example, one of the biggest things to plan and that you may not know ahead of time is your living expenses. Transportation is a big part of that. So you can take a look at the discounts that might be available, but also UT Dallas has a Go Pass for students who can apply for a pass with the public transportation system in Dallas. It's called the Dallas Area Rapid Transit System. And there are public buses that do run from campus to neighboring apartment complexes as well as neighborhoods and stores in the area that will assist students who may not have vehicles or have some kind of transportation that's ready for them. There's also free dental screenings for students that are available to them throughout the year. So making sure to check the Comet calendar and keep track of what might be available to you. There are many businesses around UT Dallas that offer discounts to students. So always make sure that you're asking if there's discounts available, and all of those things in the long run will add up to assist in funding your UT Dallas education.
Thank you so much, Sarah. That was a lot of really useful information. I'd like to turn it over now to Dr. Jennifer Hilton Montero, who's going to share with you the work she does in the Office of International Initiatives.
Hello, I'm Jennifer Hilton Montero. I'm the Director for International Initiatives here at UT Dallas, and I oversee all of our international offices abroad. So I'd love to tell you a little bit about how to connect with UTD overseas and the services that we offer. So our international offices reach out to prospective students, and they're there to introduce you to all of UT Dallas's academic offerings and opportunities. Our international office representatives attend educational fairs in the regions. They're points of contact for us to connect with our alumni and organize events for you as prospective students as well as alumni, and connect our faculty and staff to potential partners, university partners, including faculty connections. We also do events and attend educational fairs to be there for you and connect with you and you to UT Dallas. So right now we have our first international office open in New Delhi, India, representing all of Asia. So the UTD Asia office is represented by Meenakshi Sharma, our Senior Manager of Outreach and Recruitment for UTD Asia, and serves the full Asia region. Also, we have an international office soon to open in Lagos, Nigeria, which will serve all of Africa and the Middle East. In addition, we're starting to offer webinars that will be school specific, faculty specific, and we'll be announcing those webinars upcoming, so stay tuned. And we'll be traveling to some Education USA events and hosting some private events by us for prospective students in specific countries. So there are some upcoming connection opportunities in North India and Bangladesh. If you would like more information on these upcoming opportunities, have general inquiries, or just want to connect with one of our international office representatives, you can reach out to us at internationalinitiatives@utdallas.edu. We look forward to welcoming you as a Comet, and we hope to see you here at UT Dallas. We're moving at the speed of right. Thank you.
We really covered a lot of information specifically related to the admission I-20 process. The International Center, where most of us are housed, are a big part of your success while you're here on our campus. But one thing to remember is that UT Dallas is a large institution. We've got about 30,000 students. And what that means is, in addition to the International Center, the ISSO, the admissions office, there are lots of other offices that are available to assist you. And part of your success in being a student is learning how to reach out to the right people at the right time for the right assistance. And I say that very, very specifically because if you have a question, if you have a query about your tuition, about your funding, about your academics, you want to make sure that you are targeting the right staff member who can answer that question as soon as possible. We are not a small school. We don't have just one person doing everything. We have experts all across our campus. So as you're still abroad, please review our resources online. We take a lot of care in putting the information accurately up to date on our website so that you can get the answers to your question whenever you want them. We always have links to how you can contact staff members. Emails, they're not just one person answering emails. Most of our emails that are there to assist you, we have multiple staff members who are answering those emails. We want to tell you more about all of the fun things about our campus, separate from the immigration. We want to talk to you about what it's like going to basketball or a soccer game. We want to talk to you about this incredible student volunteerism opportunities, the wonderful internship experiences you can have, and just the fun events. We have parties, we have, radio stations, we have a great campus life. And so to get a full picture of what the UTD experience is, reach out to the various campus resources. It could be for the wonderful enriching activities, but it could also be for when you are needing some extra support. What you are trying to do is hard. Leaving your country, leaving your family, many of you for the first time, it is a difficult thing, but you can do it. You can join the 6,000 students that we have, plus the 3,000 who are on OPT who are alumni. You can join them, and we know you can do it. We wouldn't admit you if we didn't think you could do it. But it's okay to reach out and get help. We're here. We're rooting for your success. As Sarah said, your education is an investment, and you want to find an institution that's going to give you an appropriate return on your investment. We really believe that UT Dallas and the Dallas-Fort Worth area and all that we have to offer is a great return on your investment. Thank you again for your attention, for your presence, for your interest in UT Dallas. We really hope to see you soon.